let's put the spotlight on the PSU banking space as well, because in the banking space, the PSU banks have outshined the private banks this year so far. But let's find out what are the key reasons for that. And for all the analysis and details, let's go across to my colleague Varun, who is standing by with that. Varun.
Well, so the PSU bank index is actually outperforming the other indices, not only today but also in the last 6 months. Let's look at the numbers. Today it is up by around 2%, but if you look in last 1 month, it has been almost flat, whereas the private bank index, the bank Nifty index, and also the BSE PSU index has actually declined. Also in the last 3 months, it has been the same case. Also in last 6 months, if you look, the Nifty PSU bank index has actually shown a growth of around 21.5%, actually outperforming the private bank index, the bank Nifty index, and also the BSE PSU index. Now, there are several reasons because of which we have seen this outperformance. First of all, it is the earnings, because if you look in the Q1, there has been decline in net interest margin and also asset quality across banking sector, but the overall performance of PSU bank was better than private banking sector. Also, if you look going ahead, there would be decline in net interest margin, but also you will see the overall cost of funds coming down, and that will come down more for PSU banks. That is what is understood among the analyst community. Also, with the CRR getting cut from September, you will see more liquidity coming into the system, which will be beneficiary for the overall banking sector. The GST rate cut or the GST rate rationalization that has been done will actually impact the overall economy. It would provide stimulus to the economy, and there is an ICRA report which says that it will impact the overall credit growth of banking system as well. Also, the downward repricing of deposit base will actually make banks more competitive when you compare to other debt capital markets. So this is one of the other tailwinds for overall banking sector as well. Also, if you look at PSU banking sector valuation, majority of the PSU banks or many of the PSU banks are still trading below the price to book value of 1. And if you look at the private banks, they are trading around 1.52. So the valuations are also reasonable, and the resolution plans of some of the companies like JP Associates will actually put some money into the kitty for PSU banks. So that would again be a benefit for PSU banks as well. Also, if you look at the credit growth, there was a time where the credit growth had actually slipped into single digit, but it is back to double digit, because if you look in the 3 fortnightly data of RBI, it shows the credit growth is actually back to around 10%, though it is double digit, but yes, low double digit, but yes, there has been a rebound, and PSU banks are one that would actually get major benefit of this revival in credit growth. So there are several tailwinds because of which you are seeing PSU banking index actually outperforming Nifty bank, private banks, and also the overall PSU index, not only today but also in the last 6 months.